Welcome back to the booth with Stephen Mullinex and Cameron Irvine. We're back to do it all again. We must be clinically insane.
Can't have too much of a good thing, Cam.
If you're just joining us, Minneapolis just upset Sioux Falls 35-30 in one of the best games of the SFL season. But we have to move on, and we have to look at Baltimore and Dallas, which probably coming into the night was seen as the better of the two matchups.
Well, these are two 8-4 teams, and the only time they met this season, it was a tight 36-30 game in Baltimore. Here we are again in Baltimore once again to see if the Roughnecks can overcome what has been a really long winning streak here by the crowd.
Baltimore, like Sioux Falls, has never won at home in the playoffs. It's pretty unbelievable to fathom that they haven't done that yet. But Baltimore has been tripped up before, and it'll be interesting to see if how they come out in the first half.
Yeah, and someone that wasn't used very much in that first game was Mike Davis, and ever since then, the Dallas Roughnecks have made a concerted effort to get him more involved, way more involved. Probably going to see a lot of Davis tonight, and he may be the key player in this matchup.
Both of these teams are very good defensively, much better defensively than Minneapolis and Sioux Falls were and are. These two teams are top 5 in a lot of defensive categories, and it starts, really with both teams. I think with their solid linebacker play.
Yeah, the Dallas Roughnecks obviously led by Bones Malone, the gold middle linebacker. But what a player that doesn't get a lot of talk is Edward Robbins, the silver outside linebacker who actually leads the team in tackles and is really the forgotten man for the linebackers for the Roughnecks. But Baltimore, they have a great linebacker themselves in Dazzo, and he will make some amazing plays in his position. These two teams, their defenses are led by solid linebacker play. And we should get a really good game out of them tonight.
Joe Dazzo, Mike Dazzo, Elliott Snyder. They've all announced this is their last season. This is sort of a transition into a new era of the SFL coming up. And for a lot of these guys, like Minneapolis, they ain't going down without a fight. And we're about to see a good one, a good fight here on the SFL Network. Dallas and Baltimore next. Welcome to Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight, the 8-4 Dallas Roughnecks take on the 8-4 Baltimore Crabs. Dallas led by the newly named user MVP from inside the SFL's crew. And Baltimore, of course, led by Prince Escobar, Mike Osai, that receiving core, Eddie Gage, Williams, Miller, all the standouts in that fantastic Baltimore secondary. Really, if you look at these two teams closely, they're both led by pretty solid team efforts.
Yeah, absolutely, and it starts at right under center. Mike Dazzo, quarterback for the Crabs, and the legendary Rocco Marconi, two longtime vets of this league, going head-to-head. Which one of them can come out of the game clean may be the one that becomes the victory.
Give us tails.
Roughnecks will choose tails. We're on the field for the coin toss now. A very late start time. Roughnecks win the toss. They will kick, so we'll see the Dallas defense on the field first. It's about 9:40 Eastern in Baltimore, and these fans have stayed late to see the action unfold here tonight on the SFL Network. A second game of a doubleheader. We are ready. How about yourselves? Dallas Roughnecks, kick it! We're underway. And a return up to the 30-yard line for Wayne Inzer. And Baltimore gets us started tonight with Mike Dazzo in the offense.
Yeah, and Dazzo, the last time he played this Roughneck defense, 23 of 29, 233 yards, passing, 2 touchdowns, and more importantly, Cam, no interceptions.
Yeah, Mike Dazzo is the quarterback for the Crabs. going under center on this opening play. As we get underway, it's hard to believe in the second game of our SFL doubleheader, and Elliott Snyder will take a pass to the outside. Snyder making many miss. First down to the 42-yard line, and Snyder is one of the best down the sideline in the open field.
And this is the exact same way Baltimore attacked the Roughnecks in the previous meeting. Snyder had a season-high 10 receptions in that game. He also had a season-high 35 carries. Expect to see a lot of Elliott Snyder tonight.
So Baltimore's in the home black helmets, red jerseys, white pants, white numbers with the golden stars and the black trim down the side. Dallas wearing their traditional 50 Shades of Gray uniforms on the road as Elliott Snyder takes a handoff, picks up 2. There's Bones Malone here on the second play from scrimmage.
Yeah, Bones Malone has been patrolling the middle for the Roughnecks for 2 seasons now, and the guy is hard to run on and is a hard hitter, the key to this Dallas defense.
So 4 receivers, 2 to either side for Dazzo out of an empty set now on 2nd down and 8, and Dazzo will fire it short, nearly a pick 6, and that was Sharp, who's had a really good season as a non-star linebacker for Dallas.
Absolutely. And, you know, we've talked about the importance of Dazzo staying clean here. He almost gave one away to this defense. That could have been a killer.
So 3rd down and 8 for Baltimore. They won't get a 3 and out because they've already moved the chains on a big Elliott Snyder yak after the swing to the outside as we take a look at Prince Escobar, who ran out to the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 8 for Dazzo. He'll fire it short to Escobar. He's going to be short of the first down. He is out of bounds. Tackle made by June Fierro. 4th down and 3, and Dallas's defense with the early stop.
Well, that's just, the Crabs trying to get it out to their main guy and seeing if he could make something of the play. I've never been a big fan of throwing it in front of the sticks on 3rd down, but there you're just hoping the guy can make a play. Didn't really put the ball in position to allow him to do that.
It's a beautiful night at Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore. 51 degrees. There's almost no wind in the stadium right now. Partly cloudy skies as that kick was nearly blocked. Return from Travis Boychuk up to the 15-yard line. And Dallas will start inside their own 20 and will meet Rocco Marconi, who has been under fire lately for maybe not living up to the billing after he was brought over from the Maulers.
Yeah, and especially in the last 3 games. You know, we talk about the importance of staying clean for these quarterbacks. Marconi in his last 3 games, 3 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
So 9:40 to go in the first quarter as Dallas will start with an empty set, 5 wide receivers, 3-2 defense out of the Crabs, and Marconi will drop the throw. Good protection. Marconi's pass is caught down the sideline of the 30. Travis Boychuk with his first catch of the night. That was really good protection there for Dallas.
Had a lot of time. Suspect throw there, though. That is Boychuk, who is their slot receiver, but a dangerous pass between 2 Crabs defenders. Marconi put it right in the window where he needed to have it.
9:15 to go in the first. No score, but Dallas is moving the football down the field. Play action pass. Marconi's pass is caught wide open to the 47-yard line. That's Yuya Iba, who had a big game last week, near career high numbers for Yuya Iba. And Dallas is off to a very strong start here through the air.
Yeah, Iba is arguably the Roughnecks' top wide receiver, which is kind of hard to say in this 4 wide receiver set. Marconi does a great job of spreading the ball around. Important to get Iba started early because sometimes he can completely disappear from games.
8:40 to go in the first quarter. Dallas on the move near midfield. Handoff to Mike Davis for the first time tonight. He's wrapped up quickly. That's a nice tackle made in the backfield by Riley Earling. And with 2.5 minutes gone, we're still scoreless, and Dallas has a 2nd and 12.
Well, the Crabs know that the Roughnecks' most dangerous player is Mike Davis. Good on them there to seal that up and cause a long 2nd down.
First, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 14 now. Wow. Big tackle in the backfield. That's Earling again, and Mike Davis is having no room to run here as we've got a 3rd down and 14, and Baltimore's making Dallas one-dimensional.
Yeah, Dallas looked good here to start the game, making some tying together some completions. But 2 straight runs to Mike Davis, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and long.
Marconi will drop back to pass on 3rd down and 14, and that pass is caught, but shy of the first down. Travis Boychuk with the catch, Carter Williams with the tackle. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2, and both teams get key 3rd down stops early, and the defenses are active as we expected.
Obviously, you like what you've seen from Dallas in the passing game, and I think they have to be encouraged with this because Marconi seems to be on point, but you'd love to get that first down, obviously.
So 4th down and 2, and Dallas will punt it away. And this punt is going to take off the 11-yard line. Decent return there by Wayne Inzer up the 15-yard line. And with 7:10 to go, that's where Baltimore will take. $7:10 to go in the first quarter, and Baltimore starts with their second possession. And we've had a couple of punts to start this opening 4 minutes, and that's a breath of fresh air after all of the insanity that we saw in Sioux Falls as Elliott Snyder takes a swing, makes another man miss on the outside, and picks up 7.
Yeah, they're running that the tight formation they think they may run, but they're getting Snyder out in the flat. You know what? It's been successful. No reason to stop now.
So 6:50 to go in the first. Dallas trying to get their second consecutive stop here on offense in a scoreless game as the Gray Conference playoffs are underway. Elliott Snyder again with a pass to the outside. This time a gang of Roughnecks there, about 7 or 8 of them on the screen. Carlo Montero eventually brought him down, and Dallas is desperately trying to make sure Elliott Snyder can't get away from him.
Snyder is very elusive there. You know, if he can break that first tackle, which he has been successful doing so far, he's probably due for a big play.
6:12 to go in the first. Now it's 3rd down and short and an empty set from Baltimore. Dazzo back to pass, pump fake off the low snap, fires right side, caught by Mike Osai for the first down of the Crab 37-yard line. First catch of the night for Osai, who is a difference maker on this squad.
And that's a good sign for the Crabs. The last game against the Roughnecks, Osai was pretty quiet through most of that game. They got him going in the fourth quarter, but it's a good sign for them that they've got him a look to him early.
Man, I tell you, Carlo Montero nearly made a tremendous play on that. He just got thrown around like a rag doll as Mike Osai, just too strong as Dazzo will drop back the pass, fired out to Prince Escobar. It's a pickup of 5 yards. And let's meet the Baltimore Impact players. Who stands out to you?
I think again, I think the key is Elliott Snyder. I mean, his play, whether it's as a receiver or as a runner, I think is the key to this offense. And one thing that we don't talk a lot about, Cam, are these wide receivers. I think they deserve more credit. They've got a talented trio, and they are effective.
At the backfield again for Dazzo. Dazzo's going deep, and that pass is knocked away. Carlo Montero takes it away from Osai. It's one of the most telegraphed parts of Baltimore's offense. You know, at least 3 or 4 times a game, they are going to take their shots. Whether or not they're effective or not is up to the defense.
And this is something they keyed up on the last time these two teams met. It was a big, huge battle between Osai and Montero. And Montero,
I remember that,
for the most part, stood his ground, but he did get burned for a touchdown.
4 receivers, 3 off the right. Dazzo back to pass on a 3rd down and 5 short of the sticks again, and Wayne Inzer can't get there. Doubled up by Sharp and one other Roughneck defender on the outside. 4th and 1 again. That's the 3rd time we've seen a throw short of the sticks on 3rd down here in the first quarter.
And, you know, we talked about this before the game started, Cam, but we expected a pretty good defensive battle here with what these two teams bring, and we're getting just that.
5:05 to go in the first. It is 4th and 1, and the Baltimore offense is on the field. Down to 10 on the play clock. Maybe trying to hard count Dallas. We did not see a penalty in the previous game. You know it's playoff football when you're not seeing any penalties out there. But Baltimore's going to burn an early timeout because Dallas keeps their cool on the road.
Good discipline by Dallas there, and that's a tough thing to do. here in Baltimore in a rowdy crowd that's as loud as any other stadium in the SFL.
The last time these two teams met, it was 36-30, as we mentioned. We also had a scoreless quarter in the first quarter in that game before things got nutty in the fourth. 35 points combined back on September 21st. So don't look now, folks. We may have another Sioux Falls Maulers on our hands, even though these two teams are very good defensively.
Yeah, they looked pretty malign through the first three quarters, but then all of a sudden just an explosion of points in the fourth.
So Baltimore will punt it away. It's their second consecutive punt of the night. Back to return is Travis Boychuk from his 14-yard line. And Boychuk is up to the 19-yard line. And for the second time tonight, Dallas is starting inside their 20-yard line. And you and I were talking about this coming into the game, about how it seems like Baltimore just wins the field position battle game in and game out.
Well, one of the more interesting statistics that we discovered is the fact that Baltimore's fifth in scoring offense, but 11th in total offense. And taking advantage of great field position, I believe, is one of the reasons why.
Back to pass, Marconi hit as he threw. The pass is nearly intercepted by Eddie Gage, who was a huge difference maker in the last time these two teams met, and that's who I want to spotlight on Baltimore's impact players. Eddie Gage had a big game against Dallas the last time around. And, while Deshaun Miller and Carter Williams, and while they have all had their moments in the secondary, Eddie Gage is that constant guy back there for Baltimore.
And something about the black and gray uniforms gets Gage going. He had 4 interceptions on the season, 2 of them.
Hand off to Mike Davis. Davis has not had much room to run so far. Picks up 2. That's his first run of positive yardage tonight. Joe Dazzo on the tackle. It's 3rd down and 8.
Well, the Roughnecks have been running the ball as of late. They didn't do so as much against the Crabs in their first meeting. Obviously, they're going to be dedicated to that, but not right now, not on 3rd down.
Empty set, 5 wide for Marconi and the Maulers. Back to pass. Marconi's in some trouble and goes down for the sack. A 7-yard loss. It'll be 4th down as Riley Earling smashes a beer can on his head and says, "Thank you very much, I'll take the sack." Earling's got 3 tackles for loss in the first quarter.
Well, Marconi had all the time in the world to pass that ball, just no one open. That's a great sack by the Baltimore Crabs.
If you missed it earlier tonight, Minneapolis defeated Sioux Falls 35-30 in the Teal Conference semifinal game. Have Gray on there by mistake. But it was a tremendous game. And certainly, if you missed it, you're going to want to check that out on demand.
Yeah, and almost polar opposite of what we've been seeing here between these two teams. More of a defensive struggle here, where the Maulers shot out to a 14-point lead early in the previous ball game. But you know what? There's something to be said for defensive strategy as well. And both of these defenses so far have stepped up.
Yeah, Wayne Inzer gets the ball into Dallas territory. Baltimore is certainly winning the field position battle here early on in this game. Dazzo's got trips off the left side. Elliott Snyder's in the backfield, 4 down linemen for Dallas. And a quick slant over the middle. Nice pass and nice catch from Prince Escobar. Picks up 7 yards.
And it's good to see they're making an effort to get to Escobar as well. They know they've got to get their star players involved early. Now we've seen Baltimore spread the ball around. Let's see if that investment pays dividends as the game moves forward.
Baltimore is near scoring position. A scoreless first quarter, just like the time these two teams met the first time. Boy, I just couldn't get that one out, could I? 2nd down and 3. The handoff goes to Snyder. Hit in the backfield. Nearly got the first down anyway, but a nice tackle made by Bacon, and it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that just is a tribute to the strength of Snyder. That's a defensive tackle that was riding on his back there, and he's able to get some extra yardage, make it a positive play.
2:35 to go in the first. Mike Dazzo and the Crabs trying to keep this drive alive. Their 3rd of the first quarter. And off to Snyder. He's going to be blown up in the backfield. 4th and 3. Ed Rebrabi on the tackle is 2nd of the night. And these are not 3rd and longs that aren't being converted by both of these squads. These are 1-2 yard chunks that they just can't get right now.
Yeah, if you like smash mouth football, then you are getting your your money's worth tonight. There's some battles that are taking place in the trenches, and these linebackers have come to play.
And the total defense is our stat of the night. Dallas is first. They give up just 329 yards as they come after that kick and can't get the block. Baltimore's fourth, a respectable fourth, 360.3 yards per game. And they're also, as Baltimore can't get that from sliding into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20 for Dallas. Baltimore's the number one in scoring defense as well. So, you know, it's funny. They're number 4 in total defense, but they're number 1 in scoring defense. They give up some yards, but they don't give up points, and they score points despite a lack of yards.
You have the feeling we're just waiting for the glass to drop here. Which one of these teams is going to make a critical mistake first?
1:44 to go in the first quarter. Marconi to pass. He's in trouble again, and he ran right into a sack. A bad mistake there from Rocco Marconi. Blake Tuzion, or check that, Dwayne Davidson on a linebacker blitz comes around the edge, and Rocco Marconi stepped right into it.
Yeah, that's bad vision by Marconi, but the lineman just totally just missed Davidson. It was really quick off the edge. A great defensive play call by the Crabs.
Second down and 17 for Dallas. 3 straight possessions. They haven't gotten out past the 20, or at least to early on in the drive to start. Rocco Marconi is under center. He will take a deep drop back and fire a bomb down the field, caught at the 42. That is Yuya Iba. This guy has been stepping up big time for this squad.
This is a guy you don't hear a lot about, but Yuya Iba has been in the league a long time. He's a bit of a journeyman, but seems to have found a home with this Dallas Roughnecks spread offense. And you know what? He's really a leader in the locker room for them, surrounded by some young guys. He's kind of the steady force.
Deshaun Miller with that last tackle for the Crabs. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 42. That pass good for 29 yards. 3 receivers, 2 off the left side for Marconi. Marconi will throw again. We've seen a lot of that against a blitz from Baltimore. Just gets the pass away and out of bounds was Boychuk, who dove to make that play. Baltimore is bringing some heat tonight.
A dangerous pass by Marconi, feeling the heat, probably pressed it right there to try to get it to his man. But he did put it in a place where it's either out of bounds or it's going to be Boychuk's. Unfortunately, Boychuk just not quick enough to make that play. Tough pass.
A reminder that we are back tomorrow night for the second game of our doubleheader, the Teal Conference Semi between Orlando and Santa Fe. Gets us started 6 Central, 7 Eastern, right here on the SFL Network on Twitch TV. Mike Davis, there's a flag on the play, our first of the night, and he loses more yardage. Joe Dazzo in the backfield made that tackle, and let's get the call here. All right, grabbed a face mask.
Oh, wow.
That's on Joe Dazzo. Face mask on Joe Dazzo will make it first down for Dallas. That is a penalty you don't often see the veteran make.
And we talked about who is going to flinch first. That might be something we look back here and see that a little bit of a game changer right there.
First down to the Baltimore 45. I really didn't see the face mask. You know, usually you can tell. I just didn't see it that time. And the Dallas is into Baltimore territory. Mike Davis spins back inside and gets planted by Deshaun Miller, the safety, who came all the way up to make that tackle. And Baltimore is having none of Mike Davis's new and improved attack tonight. That's the end of the first quarter. And we'll be back to Old Bay Stadium after this. You're watching the SFL on Twitch, a playoff doubleheader, night 1. No score. Alongside Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine. Bottom of the screen is Demetrius Outdat, who does not have a catch tonight. As we start the second quarter, Rocco Marconi will drop back to throw. Marconi deep ball down the field, somehow caught on the sideline. Who that Outdat with the catch to the Baltimore 29.
Baltimore made Outdat disappear the last time they played there. Obviously, his former home, they wanted to make a statement against him. It's good to see the Roughnecks get him involved early here.
So 1st and 10, Dallas is the first team of the bunch in scoring position as the Roughnecks look like they're back to somewhat their old selves. The passing game has been pretty efficient besides the sacks. Mike Davis cannot get going. Joe Dazzo, whether he's pulling a face mask or not, has been dominant up front.
Well, this entire defense has been great against the run all game long. They've done an amazing job. They know how much Mike Davis has meant to this team in the last 4 games, and they've changed up their strategy since their last meeting.
10:20 to go in the first half of play. Still scoreless between Dallas and Baltimore. The winner advances to the Grey Conference Championship game, which is where Baltimore was last season against Queen City. Mike Davis finally pushing the pile forward. Gets a 3rd down and 6, and we're about to meet the Dallas Impact players. Who do you like out of the bunch?
Well, tonight so far, Rocco Marconi has really been the one that's been on point. You know, Mike Davis struggling. They're going to have to turn to that passing game, and Yuya Iba has been his special target tonight.
June Fierro, very underrated, top 10 in passes defended and interceptions. Rocco Marconi on a play action down to the 15-yard line. Travis Boychuk with the catch. Haven't seen Jonathan Concord yet, but Boychuk and Iba and Outdat are really getting involved early.
And good that you mentioned Concord, because Concord had a career night, over 200 yard receiving and 2 touchdowns the last time these two teams met. He did get targeted down the middle once, but it was a good pass defend there by Baltimore.
9:18 to go in the first half. Down to the 15-yard line. Mike Davis is gashed at the 19. Another monster hit. That one was from Oldfield, and it's 2nd and 14. That's got to be at least 5 tackles for loss in the first half for the Crabs.
They're having none of Mike Davis. They are keyed on Mike Davis. What that is doing is opening up opportunities in the passing game for the Roughnecks.
8:53 to go in the first half. 2nd and 14 for Dallas. Just inside the 20. Back to pass. Marconi against a 4-man rush. Fires left side of the field. That pass is caught. Inside the 5, down to the 3. Houdat out that down to the 2. 1st and goal.
It's another one of those pick your poison situations. If you're going to come up and play the run, Dallas has that 4 wide receiver set, and they are getting Outdat involved early. That's big for the Roughnecks.
So it'll be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Now the question is, can Dallas punch it in? They haven't gotten many positive yardage in any sort of 1st, 2nd, or 3rd and short situation. And that'll be the big challenge right now for the Roughnecks to try to complete this drive and put the first points up on the board this evening. 1st and goal at the 2. The handoff goes to Davis, and Davis is dragged down at the 3-yard line. A loss of 1. Another tackle for loss for the Crabs.
Well, the Roughnecks are not going to abandon their running game just because it's been stopped so many times. Davis is an explosive player who can make one game-changing play that can just turn this whole thing around. Expect more Mike Davis regardless.
3 receivers for Dallas, 2 off the short right side rather. There's a flag on Baltimore. That's their 2nd of the game. That pass is caught anyway for a touchdown. Well, we don't have it officially yet, but that's going to be a score. Houdat Outdat has put Dallas on the board against his former team.
Neutral zone infraction, number 94, defense.
And that's good for 7. Again, Baltimore's keying up on the run. That's allowing these 4 wide receivers to run. Some of these guys are running wide open. And here's another example right here at that. There's nobody within 10 yards of it.
So Dallas strikes first here on the road in Baltimore. We talked about how it would be interesting to see how Baltimore would come out. They haven't had a home playoff game in a couple of seasons. They haven't won here at home in the playoffs and haven't gotten an opportunity to in a couple of seasons. Not the start the Crabs would have wanted, and that Joe Dazzo face mask was huge.
It was. But these are the type of games that the Baltimore Crabs have been playing all season. And they haven't been blowing out teams per se, but winning the tight and close ones. So if you're Baltimore, this is just old hat for you. This is something that you know that your team, and you're confident that your team can work through.
That Baltimore playoff history, of course, 1-3 all time. They did beat Minneapolis last season in overtime. Maybe they'll have another shot at them in the championship game. Who knows? But as we mentioned, 0-2 at home all time in the postseason. Wayne Inzer on a return from the 9-yard line and up to the 29-yard line with 7:55 to go in the first half.
you know, we talked about these teams having identical records, both 8-4 this season in the SFL. What you may not know is that Baltimore has won 7 out of their last 8 games. That one loss there, a fumble recovery there by forced by Cleveland, and a 1-point loss. This team is on an incredible roll.
Yeah, a freak ending to that game, really. I mean, how often do you see Elliott Snyder fumble, and on the goal line, no less, in a crucial situation. That pass caught over the middle by Escobar, a pickup of 5 yards, and I think one of the more underrated parts of Baltimore's offensive style is their efficiency underneath, because they're known as a big down the field passing team, but they really can get it done in a lot of unique and interesting ways.
Well, and that's how they lull you to sleep a little bit, Cam. They'll do a lot of the short yardage stuff, and all of a sudden surprise your defense with something wrong.
2nd down and 5, hand off to Elliott Snyder, and that's a loss of 1. Surprise him with something long, huh, Stephen? That's very interesting. Loss of 1, 3rd down and 6. Bones Malone with that tackle for loss in the backfield. Both teams have been very good against the run in the first half.
Yeah, the defense has come to play. I mean, would you expect anything else from the 2 of the top defenses in the SFL? I mean, this, again, if you like defense, this is your bag. 7
minutes to go in the first half. Empty set, 4 wide. Mike Dazzo throws down the middle. Passes nearly caught on the ground. June Fierro knocks that away, and it takes us right back to those Dallas Impact players. June Fierro, I'd be willing to say it may be the most underrated cornerback in the SFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Leads the Roughnecks with 7 interceptions this year. Quietly, he's been the guy that's had to cover some of the best wide receivers in the SFL and was pretty successful. On that particular play, it almost looked like Dazzo was throwing to Fierro instead of his wide receiver.
Yeah,
good coverage.
Fierro ran the route well, and Baltimore has to punt again, as that was 3rd down and 6. Both teams coming after the punts. They've been a little short on them thus far. Boychuk from the 29, not much room to return there.
We talked about Baltimore's the game is field position. They put Dallas in some tough spots here, but Dallas has been able to, with the help of that face mask penalty here in the last drive. But they've been they've got pretty good field position right now.
How often do you see in back-to-back postseason games or any SFL games in general, road teams get out to a fast start? It's just very unusual. And these teams have come to play in the very competitive SFL as Mike Davis gets his best run of the night, picks up 7. Tackle made again by Joe Dazzo. He's going to have 30 by the end of the night.
And I don't think the Roughnecks mind. I mean, it's been tough sledding so far, but you don't give up on your best player just because there's tough sledding. And the Roughnecks have bored that out. Maybe they've tired out this defense just a little bit.
2nd and 3 at the Dallas 38, and Marconi is under center with 2 in the backfield. Davis going to take a handoff again. Oh, what a beautiful juke by Mike Davis. The sidestep, the underrated shuffle to the right side to make the play. Tuzian on the tackle, but that was brilliant to get out of the way of danger.
And that's Davis's skill set, the shiftiness, the speed, the ankle breaking moves. That's exactly Davis's game.
5:56 to go in a fast-moving first half, which was needed since we got off to the late start tonight. Bronco Marconi back to pass. Marconi had a good pocket presence and a good pocket to throw from Demetrius Outdat with the catch, and that was perfection at the point of attack there by the Dallas offensive front.
And look at the block in the backfield. That's a sack on Marconi. 99% of the time, that offensive lineman was able to pull and get just enough of the defensive end to give Marconi time to get it out to the wide open wide receiver. Give the O-line a little credit right there.
Dallas is rolling. They are now at the Baltimore 40-yard line, trying to do what Minneapolis did earlier tonight and go up 14-0 early on the road against the slightly favored Baltimore Crabs, as Ronco Marconi will step up in the pocket, hit as he threw, and that's more Baltimore pressure, and I don't think that's going to change much tonight.
And I know that Marconi has been hot, but he's playing with fire. Marconi hasn't been real accurate here the last few games. Letting him go and giving him the green light might not be the wisest decision for the Roughnecks.
Along with Stephen Mullinex at Landry Hat and at Stephen Mullinex on Twitter, I'm Cameron Irvine at Simulation FL or at NB Sports Guy on Twitter as well. And we are here at Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, the Grey Conference semifinal. That pass is caught on the outside, pickup of 8 yards. It's Yuya Iba again. Rocco Marconi, $139, a touchdown, no mistakes here in the first half.
That's good for the Roughnecks to get them right on the edge of field goal range. I fully expect a Davis run here to try and get those extra 2 yards.
3rd and 2. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Rocco Marconi will hand it off to Mike Davis, and over pursuit by Baltimore gives Davis a huge lane to run through. What an open field tackle by Eddie Gage, but you could see Baltimore totally out of position to defend that play.
Yeah, but look at this tackle by Gage. He's not just tackling one man, he's tackling two. He makes almost 2 simultaneous tackles here. Who is that? The fullback. It looked like he got an edge of that fullback, the Max Pounds there. He makes that block. Dang, Davis is gone.
4:40 to go in the first half. Dallas is back in the red zone. Baltimore is scoreless here in the first half against a heavy blitz. Marconi's in trouble. Goes down again. 2nd and 19. Rami Tafesh with back-to-back sacks on Marconi here on this drive. And, right now it's feast or famine for the Roughneck offense.
Yeah, and you can't make those and you don't expect those kind of mistakes from a veteran like Marconi. You've got to know where you are on the field. You've got to make sure that you get some points out of this drive and not take a sack out of field goal range. 2nd
down and 19. It would be a 44-yard field goal from here. Back to pass Marconi against just a 4-man rush this time, and he's sacked again. A loss of 5. They are all over Dallas. 3rd and 24 as Oldfield now has his second takedown.
Make no mistake, that is an absolute coverage sack. Marconi looking for an open man, couldn't find anyone, scrambled out of the pocket, which is not his forte. Sack.
Now most certainly outside of field goal range, we may see Dallas just try to dump something off over the middle, maybe get back into range. Again, Marconi had to escape, goes back across his body, nearly caught on the ground. But the Joe Dazzo knocks it away. 4th down, a dangerous throw from Marconi, and what a defensive stand by the Crab D.
And we saw them here in the last part of that series, went away from Mike Davis. You see what happens when you put the ball in Marconi's hand too much this season. The Crabs are making him uncomfortable in the pocket, and it's paying dividends for them.
And actually, check this out. Dallas is going to attempt a 48-yard field goal. Manuel on the kick attempt. This is no gimme, especially here on the road in a pressure situation. And from 48 yards away, that field goal for Dallas is good. And Dallas takes a 10-0 advantage. What a clutch kick there by Manuel.
And I thought Dallas was absolutely making a mistake here. To punt the ball, see if you can cough and corner it, give Baltimore bad field position. But, hey, give them credit. It paid off.
So it's 10-0 Dallas on top of Baltimore, 3:23 to go. If you missed it earlier tonight, Minneapolis beat Sioux Falls 35-30. Right now, we potentially may have another road team getting a victory here early in the postseason as Wayne Inzer is smacked down to the 26-yard line. Baltimore has to figure out an answer on Dallas's defense down the field and for Elliott Snyder to get involved.
Well, and they've been successful in the second quarter this year, Cam. On the season, they've been outscoring opponents 96-70 in the second quarter. Haven't seen them even get real close to a score yet.
So 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Osai is at the bottom of the screen, and the handoff goes to Snyder up the middle. And Snyder's got a strong 7-yard pickup. And back to the score by quarters that you were talking about. This could be trouble for Baltimore because Dallas has given up just 26 points in the third quarter all season long.
Yeah, they've been strong. They've really made great halftime adjustments in a lot of their games. Look, both of these teams are 8-4. Both of them have played well and to make it to the playoffs here. And this game is still late.
Elliott Snyder's got a first down out of the 39. He's got 4 catches for 28 yards. Demetrius out that 4 for 50 and a score against his former team, but Baltimore is the one moving the chains this time.
And they seem satisfied to take what Dallas's defense has given them. Haven't seen them take a lot of risks and just trying to play a field position game.
They've taken a couple. Montero knocked one down, and Piero knocked one down. Hand off to Snyder. He is gang tackled right at the point of attack, and Robinson attacks him and puts him down. No gain for Elliott Snyder.
And it's like you said before, it's also a bit of a feast or famine for them. But the time may get them here in this quarter. They're going to have to do something big here pretty soon.
Coming up on the 2-minute warning, will they get another playoff before the 2-minute warning? That is the question. They will not, and we will take just a short break. This is the SFL Network. Baltimore has a 2nd down and 10. They have been held scoreless in the first half, 10-0. The Roughnecks have the advantage on the Demetrius Outdat touchdown, in case you're joining us late. Back to pass, Dazzo out to Elliott Snyder, and Snyder past the 45-yard line just does such a tremendous job making something out of nothing, picks up 6.
And a really good pass by Dazzo right there. Had a defender in the face and was still able to arc it over that defender and get it to his trusty running back.
So 1:38 to go in the first half. And with 2 receivers, Dazzo will drop back to throw. Dazzo's going long down the field. Picked off by June Fierro. First turnover of the night by either side. And Dallas's defense is just nasty.
June Fierro, that's his 3rd interception in the last 2 games. He's come on fire here as of late. Baltimore trying to test that defense. It's worked for them in the past, camp. They've been able to burn this defense, but the Roughnecks get the advantage there.
Don't forget our next game in the playoffs, the Teal Conference Semi. The winner will take on Minneapolis in the conference championship game on Tuesday, November 1st. Tomorrow night, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, Orlando, Santa Fe kicks off our doubleheader. The 8 o'clock game, Queen City and Louisville. All day for Marconi, sipping a martini. Marconi still on his feet against a 3-man rush. Fires to the receiver. And the pass is caught by Travis Boychuk. What a play to the 44.
That might be the most amazing blocking job I've ever seen.
Marconi back to pass, and again firing down the field, and this time it's picked off. Deshaun Miller takes it away, giveth and taketh in this ball game.
Mark, we've talked about Marconi's mishaps. Here's another one. Trying to go down the field deep, looking for Iba once again. But he's been burned by this Crabs secondary that is underrated, Camp. He's been burned before, gets burned again.
So 57 seconds to go in the first half. By the way, we hope the echo is not too bad. Obviously, in close proximity, it's almost impossible to completely eliminate. And with how exciting these games have been tonight, it's just only natural with the homegrown equipment as Elliott Snyder will break off a tackle and get away. Elliott Snyder is just ravishing this defense, and it's a gain of 9.
He may be able to absorb a hit better than any player in the SFL. He seems it's like BB's off of a submarine there, out of a battleship there. He just bounces off. Defenders bounce off him. What a great player.
So actually the clock has stopped. My apologies. 27 seconds here for Baltimore trying to make a go at it here just before halftime. Elliott Snyder takes the handoff, gets to the 48-yard line. That's a first down.
And why not? The guy's been running hard. I know that the clock is ticking, but he's been successful. Why not go to him?
Back to pass. Dazzo swings it outside to Snyder. Snyder makes a man miss again. Gets out of bounds. Nicely done. As it's 2nd and 5 at the Roughneck 46. Still plenty of time for Baltimore to try to finally get on the board here tonight.
It's a wise move by a veteran there. Save a timeout. Give your offense an opportunity to get more yards down the field. Maybe get in the field goal range.
7 receptions, 47 yards. Elliott Snyder, some of the hits he takes makes you cringe.
It does.
And he just keeps getting right back up. 2nd down and 5 for the Crabs in Dallas territory. And off to Snyder. Got a great block off that left side. Got a 1st down to the 40. Baltimore has 2 timeouts. Dallas has 3. Down to 25 seconds to go in the first half. Gazzo will throw. Out to Snyder. Snyder looking for a block. Didn't get it. Sharp on the tackle. And this is a troubling offense here for the Crabs. They're stuck in a cycle. They just don't have the ability to get deep. Down to 8 seconds to go. Gazzo incomplete, and that was a blessing in disguise for Baltimore. 3rd and 9.
That helps them. That'll stop the clock, allow them to get out of that particular play call. I personally like the patience by the Crabs. They're a veteran team. They know how to control this clock in the 2-minute offense.
Yeah, could have taken a timeout though. They had 2 of them left. They now probably aren't going to get to use any as Mike Dazzo's lining up in a Hail Mary formation. Not good 2-minute offense for Baltimore. Not a good first half either, unless they can somehow, some way make something out of this final play of the first half. Mike Dazzo pump fakes. He's got time. Going into the end zone, and Dazzo's pass is tipped up in the air and knocked out of bounds and incomplete. Willie Dupree gets his hands on it. That's the end of the first half. Dallas 10-0 up on Baltimore. We knew this game was going to be defensive, but that is a little shocking here at Old Bay Stadium on the wee hours of the night here in Baltimore, Maryland, as we get to the first half analysis. Well, Stephen, I mean, obviously you're doing a pretty good job. I think everyone would agree at home of being impartial. This is your squad. What is your mood here of how Dallas played in that first half?
I'm pleased, obviously by the defense. If you can keep a great scoring offense like Baltimore to no points in the first half, you got to feel really good about that. For the most part, Rocco Marconi has played well and hit a lot of open receivers. I think the Mike Davis may worry me a little bit, how well Baltimore's defense has defended that. I still think this offense needs to go through Davis, and we should see a lot of Davis here in the second half. But on the Baltimore side of the field, I think you've got to feel okay about just being down 10. You still got the entire second half to go, and you're at home. And you haven't made any major mistakes that have really allowed the Roughnecks to get too far ahead. So I think you go into halftime, make your adjustments, and these are the type of games the Crabs have won in the past. So I think being at home, it kind of gives them a little bit of an edge.
A lot of positives for Baltimore. They got a lot of pressure on Rocco Marconi. Mike Davis could hardly get anything going on the ground. Jonathan Concord has no catches, 0. I mean, that is really shocking.
And that's just a trademark, though, of this four wide receiver set by Dallas. One game it's going to be one player that's going to come up big. Another game it's going to be another player. So far, I think Outdat is getting the looks that Concord got the last time they played.
So Baltimore will have to kick off the Dallas to begin the second half of play here as the third quarter is about to get underway. The second game of an SFL playoff doubleheader. Travis Boychuk is on a return. And Boychuk cut from the 8-yard line up to the 28-yard line. And I want to touch on a topic we haven't gotten to touch on, and that's Jonathan Concord and Mike Osai. They have the number 1 and number 2 yards per catch averages in the SFL, and the deep ball has been non-existent thanks to these great defenses tonight.
Yeah, and both of these players have been really quiet tonight. But that's, the short pass is not necessarily their thing. They're making those long catches. And tonight,
Mike Davis is wrapped up by Joe Dazzo again, and I tell you what, if this is Joe Dazzo's last game in a Baltimore Crab uniform, he is sure going out in style. That was another brilliant open field tackle all by himself, no gain.
Yeah, would you expect anything less from this great veteran? I mean, he has been solid throughout his career. And tonight they need him to come up big against Mike Davis, and he has.
4 receivers, 2 to either side for Rocco Marconi. Does he try to get Concord involved as he goes play action? And Marconi fires down the middle of the field. That pass is complete. That's Yuya Iba again a pickup of 8 yards. And the play action is a risky maneuver considering the run game hasn't worked well and the pass rush has been tremendous. But it paid off for Dallas that time.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore is keying up on that run. They've been able to stop Mike Davis for the most part tonight. So that play action should be the most effective that it can be.
10 minutes to go in the fourth. Mike Davis gets a great block on the side, gets around the right side, past midfield down to the 46-yard line. Joe Dazzo is there again to make the tackle, but Mike Davis gets his best run of the night, and it's all started with that right tackle there on that side.
Yeah, it doesn't
Actually, the fullback.
Excuse me. It doesn't take much space for Mike Davis to take off. He has got a burst of speed like maybe nobody else in the SFL. But it feels to me like Dazzo has been able to contain Davis more than anybody else in the league, at least through the second half of the season.
9:36 to go in the third quarter. Dallas is up 10. They're back into Baltimore territory. The Crabs are being strangled here by this Dallas defense, and the offense has not had a chance in the second half to prove themselves. 3 receivers, hand off Mike Davis again, and Mike Davis loses 2 yards. But I'm pretty sure somebody said during halftime analysis that we were going to see more of Mike Davis in the second half. You really know this team like the back of your hand, don't you?
I wonder why. But it makes sense. With a 10-point lead, you're not at home, you're away in a very feisty stadium with a loud crowd. You're gonna rely on your rock.
Back to pass, Marconi down the field, caught inside the 10, inside the 5. Yuya Iba pushing down to the goal line, down to the 1. 5 catches for Yuya Iba, and Dallas is in business.
Oh boy, nearly got it into the end zone. Look at the fight by the veteran. First, the great catch. He had to turn to catch that, Cam. Does a near 360. Still able to have enough momentum to get right up to next to the goal line by the veteran.
And nearly that was thrown into the arms of Eddie Gage, who was trailing the play. That pass a little bit too behind him. It would have been an interception. Marconi maybe a bit lucky there as Yuya Iba continues his stellar last few weeks of the season. Marconi hands it off to Mike Davis, and Mike Davis sidesteps his way into the end zone. It is 60-0. It's the largest lead of the night in either game.
Dallas, once again, in the third quarter, proving to be lethal against teams. You mentioned it before, Cam. Dallas is outscoring their opponents this season 78-26 in the third quarter. They make great halftime adjustments.
So 8:17 to go in the third. There's still plenty of time left in this game. But Baltimore, and I think probably their fans, have to be shell-shocked. I mean, the losses at home in the postseason to San Francisco and Orlando in the past, very close games, very competitive games. In fact, Baltimore, really, that's all they've played this season are close competitive games. This is very unusual territory for Baltimore, and considering they scored 36 points against Dallas the first go-around, to have nothing on the board right now is nothing short of one of the most shocking things I've seen in the league all season.
Well, give Dallas's defense a lot of credit here. I mean, they've given up some plays to Elliott Snyder. They've given up a couple of the short yardage plays, but they've come up big against the longer passes and haven't allowed really this really potent Baltimore offense to get going at all.
From the 10, Wayne Inzer on the return. Oh, nearly broke that outside tackle to the 31-yard line, but that would have been big for Inzer.
And Inzer is someone that you do have to take into account, not only in special teams but on the field. We know that they had a big playoff showing last season. That's kind of the when they've got those 2-star receivers. Now a lot of people talk about Wayne Inzer. He's a big part of that offense.
Tight set here for Baltimore. Mike Dazzle will hand it off to Elliott Snyder, trying to get around the edge and lost a yard. Snyder's actually lower than Mike Davis in yards per carry and just 21 yards on the ground tonight.
Well, their offensive line there, they just couldn't get enough push. And Snyder did the right thing. He followed his blocks. It just his blockers are getting pushed back behind the line of scrimmage.
If you missed it earlier, Minneapolis tops Sioux Falls 35-30. They'll face the winner of Orlando Santa Fe, which is tomorrow in the Teal Conference Championship game. Meanwhile, the winner of this game will face the winner of Queen City and Louisville in the Teal Conference Championship game. It's 3rd down and 10 now after Bones Malone makes another tackle on Elliott Snyder for just a 1-yard gain.
And it has the feeling that this Baltimore offense is trying maybe to set up something long here by going on 2 consecutive runs on the first 2 downs.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Mike Dazzo's got to make something happen. 3-step drop, fires down the middle. Took a while to develop, but Prince Escobar navigated his way through the traffic. Huge 3rd down conversion.
It's only a matter of time. I mean, you can only contain these star players like Escobar for so long. You know they're going to get his. Now the question is, can Dallas weather the storm?
Great play design. That receiver, I believe, Ishan Shah, there in the middle. He stopped. It sort of froze everybody on the defense, and Escobar just kept running.
It's important. Again, we talked about the importance for Dazzo to have a clean game. Does have an interception in this game. The last matchup against the Roughnecks, no interceptions. That's the only time this season that he's done that.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Dazzo will drop the pass on a 3-step drop. A lot of time to throw, and a good one. Mike Osai with the catch down to the Dallas 42-yard line. And Baltimore is starting to get a little bit of energy here on offense.
And they're going through their 2-star wide receivers that we talked about. Getting Osai going, getting Escobar going. You can start to see that momentum starting to go their way.
So with 2 backs in the backfield, Dazzo's out of a tight set, back to pass. He's going to hit Snyder. He's got a lot of room on the outside. Elliott Snyder. Oh, he got away from one and a couple. Fierro had to come back to make the tackle. Back-to-back first downs for the Crabs.
And what a wonderful play progression by Baltimore. You go to your star wide receiver on one side of the field. You go to your star wide receiver in the middle of the field. And then you come back to Snyder, reliable, and allow him to break some tackles and get a big play for you.
Reed Robbie and Fierro combine on that tackle. Pete Secord was the guy that couldn't make the play, and he's had a bit of a quiet night because he really hasn't been needed. Baltimore has not really attacked deep middle on Dallas tonight.
We haven't heard a lot from Secord actually since the Santa Fe game. So he's been on a little bit of a slump.
Elliott Snyder takes the handoff. Fierro is there again. Pickup of 2 yards. And I have a sneaky suspicion that when we look at the box score, we're going to be surprised at just how many tackles June Fierro has tonight.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily built for that. You don't think June Fierro and think tackling machine. But the guy's just willing to put it on the line and do whatever he needs to do for this defense. Really underrated star for this Dallas team.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, Baltimore's in scoring position. Dazzo's going deep to Mike Osai. He's got him. Touchdown, Crabs. They're on the board.
Only a matter of time. And I think that is the thought process with this Baltimore Crabs offense when it goes to going long. They'll keep trying it. They'll keep trying to penetrate this defense. And because they know they can come up with big plays like this.
Carlo Montero burned, and it takes you to a deep threat stat that we have, one of our stats of the night, of Mike Osai and Jonathan Concord and their numbers this season and what they have done deep down the field. Osai is getting involved. Will it be Concord's turn next after Baltimore kicks this extra point?
Well, you've got to be, if you're Baltimore, you've got to be relieved that your offense has come to life here after what was a stagnant 2 quarters and just in time, too. Plenty of time still left in this game for them to get back in it.
17-7. Make sure to check us out here tomorrow. Stephen is bunking it at SFL HQ or near or around SFL HQ, and this has been certainly a very interesting experiment so far, having 4 games in 2 days, but I would say that we've gotten some pretty good bang for our buck so far tonight.
Well, don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch here. We've still got 2 games to go, and a lot of travel between here and there. I've got a nice suite over here at the local Holiday Inn in Baltimore. But it's going to be a quick nap because we've got some places to go tomorrow.
Yeah, we got I don't know who made the schedule, but now we got Mexico next. I mean,
yeah, we need to fire that guy.
5:11 to go in the 3rd. Dallas is up 10. How will they respond to Baltimore's first score of the night? Hand off to Davis. Davis cuts back middle. That may have been a mistake. Pickup of just 2.
He had something there on the outside, but But a good job by this Crabs defense to cover the defensive end there on those 2 tackles. Davis just not good field vision right there.
It was Dazzle again on the tackle.
Of course.
Guy is a monster.
They must have him earmarked for Davis.
2nd down and 8, 4:45 to go in the third. Dallas is up 10. And back to play action here for Marconi. Got protection, and through triple coverage, the pass is complete. Yuya Iba again. I don't know how in the world Marconi fit this ball in there.
Yeah, and there's a good connection going right now with him and Iba.
Ooh.
And they're exploiting it. Look at all the red in the middle of the field. What a great by the veteran Marconi.
We've seen the play action really take effect. The offensive line has shored things up against the Crabs here recently. 3-3 defense for Baltimore. Dallas is back to midfield. Marconi will drop back to pass. He'll fire it outside to Iba. Iba's pass. Don't check that. Travis Boychuk with the reception. My apologies to Travis. Pickup of 5 yards.
And I'm surprised that this Dallas offense has been really ignoring Concord based on how well he played in the last game. But that could be absolutely strategic. Because of how well he played, they may think this Crabs defense is going to key in on him, and they're going to everyone else.
Yeah, John, I mean, Concord is just a total disappearing act tonight, but it hasn't resulted in negatives for the Roughnecks. Still up 10, handoff. Davis spun back inside again, and Oldfield makes the stop. 3rd down and 6. I'm not sure what Mike Davis is seeing out there, but he may be getting a little cocky after that MVP award that he got.
Well, I don't think he's seeing many holes, Cam, and he's trying to make something happen, kind of live and die by that spin sometimes, and right there he died.
They sold out Old Bay Stadium on their feet as Dallas tries to convert this 3rd down. Marconi deep down the field, incomplete. A bang-bang play. Jeffrey DeZer, who's been quiet tonight, makes a huge stop, and Baltimore gets the stop they needed.
Big play by DeZer right there. Look at they're both going for the ball, but one thing DeZer makes sure is that Outdat doesn't catch that ball. So they both have their hands up ready for it, but DeZer just makes sure that he does what he needs to do, technically sound.
So Baltimore gets the stop they needed. They'll have a long field to work with if Cross has anything to say about it. But, Baltimore is slowly starting to turn the table, and we brought up that stat about the 3rd quarter and how good Dallas's defense has been. This has been Baltimore's quarter.
Yeah, and you can feel that momentum shift. We always talk a lot about momentum, and definitely Baltimore has that right now.
From the 11, Wayne Inzer. Nice return there across the right side to the 15. 4-yard punt returns. That's not bad in the SFL.
No, and you don't really even count the yardage he saved by catching the ball. I mean, if he lets that go, they're pinned down really deep in their own territory. 3:03 to go in the 3rd. Baltimore, once down 17-0, is down 17-7 with the football. The 15-yard line, right hash. Dazzle will hand it off to Elliott Snyder. Got a good block on the right side, beg your pardon. Pick up of 4 yards. Snyder's up to 29. Carlo Montero on the tackle. And what Baltimore has to be really careful about is making a mistake here. Turning the ball over this far, this close, or this far into their own territory could be game changing for them.
Prince Escobar has been a bit quiet, although he did have a couple of grabs there on that previous drive. He's at the bottom of the screen. 2nd down and 6, defended by Piero. Hand off to Snyder, this time right up the middle, and Elliott Snyder just in a cyclone of madness there up the middle of the field, eventually picks up 4.
Yeah, and gives him a really good 3rd down and 2. So a short conversion here. He's been running really well. He's been breaking a lot of tackles. Snyder, once again, they're focal point.
He's definitely had to work for everything he's got tonight. 3-back set, hand off to Snyder on a stretch. Oh, he almost was tackled in the backfield, but he narrowly escapes and gets the 1st down. Fierro with another tackle. Dallas almost caught him from behind. A good last gasp block there.
And they trust their guy. They trust Snyder. He's been their guy for a long time. They know what he's capable of on 3rd and 2. They don't even hesitate to hand him the ball.
First and 10, 1:40 to go. A tight set with 2 in the backfield for Baltimore. Down 10, but still a lot of time left to be played here in this first of 2 Gray Conference semifinals. Elliott Snyder will get the swing now past the 25, steps out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Fierro again with the stop on only a 3-yard gain.
I think Dallas is playing a kind of a wait-and-see type game. They're giving them everything short. They're just waiting to see if this Baltimore Crabs offense will make a mistake.
And I think on the flip side, Baltimore is waiting for that mistake from the defense to give them a bomb because they figure we only need 2 more. So we just got to wait it out. Second down and 7. Dazzo sees another opportunity, and that pass is knocked away. This time Montero is there. 6 targets, 3 catches for Osai, and it's 3rd and 7.
And Baltimore will continue to go to that one-on-one battle. They believe Osai. They believe enough in Osai that he can gain space on Montero. Montero got the better of the matchup there.
So I would say Montero was 2-1 on deep balls to Osai tonight. Of course, Baltimore got the touchdown on the previous one. 1:11 to go in the third. 3rd down and 7, and Dazzo needs a conversion. He throws it short of the sticks. Wayne Inzer can't turn the corner. It's 4th and 4, and Dallas's defense is there again.
You know, we talked about Osai and looking for Osai deep. You know, I think that Baltimore is willing to exchange those 2 pass defense by Montero for that score. And if they look for them to continue to try and exploit that matchup.
So Baltimore will punt it away. Dallas holding serve at least for the time being. Coming after the punt again, but can't get to it. Travis Boychuk is back to return from the 30. Boychuk's got a lot of room, and he gets out to the 36-yard line. Good starting field position for Dallas, as they will likely take the ball into the 4th quarter with a 10-point lead.
And if you're Dallas, and you've got the ball here with just under a minute left in the third, you got to be feeling pretty good to be in Baltimore's house in the playoffs in this intense moment, and to have a 10-point lead going into the 4th. Certainly not secure, but probably feeling pretty good.
Dallas has never been to the postseason, but Rocco Marconi sure has. Demetrius Aldash sure has. They definitely have some leadership on this offense that stepped up tonight. Mike Davis nearly broke that one out. I'm getting tired of saying it. Joe Dazzo on the tackle.
Well, and you're going to hear a bunch of it more. I expect with the lead, Dallas is going to turn to their star running back to try and seal this game.
18 carries, 52 yards for Mike Davis on the ground tonight. 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. He had just 30 yards on 12 carries in the previous meeting. Davis takes another handoff. He's smashed at the 42-yard line. Oh, geez, he just did it again, didn't he?
Well, you saw Mike Davis destroy a defender and then get destroyed there by Dazzo. This has become an epic matchup. As much as it is Montero and Osai on the other side, it's Davis and Dazzo here.
3rd down and 3, final play of the 3rd quarter. Marconi against a heavy blitz. Got great protection, and the pass is caught at the 30. Yuya Aiba again down the field, and that was all the offensive line. What a tremendous job picking up a blitz.
I don't think many people would have thought that Yuya Aiba would have a career game here in this playoff matchup, but he's been Marconi's security blanket tonight, and the Roughnecks are the beneficiaries going into the 4th.
It's the end of the 4th quarter of play, or the end of the 3rd quarter of play. We're almost there. 17-7. Dallas is on top of Baltimore. The Crabs have 11 minutes to save their season. Dallas in Crab territory. This is the SFL Network. Start of the 4th. Handoff Davis. Loss. Oldfield with a -4. And the tackles for loss tonight are out of control for Baltimore. And for Dallas, like Baltimore's offense tonight, it's been a bit of feast or famine on that side as well.
You know, and if you're the Crabs, you can kind of take solace in this, although you're worried you're down 10 here in the 4th quarter. But in the last game they played, Baltimore had 21 points in the fourth.
Yeah, 2nd and 14. We definitely are expecting some offensive fireworks here that we haven't necessarily seen tonight as Demetrius Outdat greets his former teammate on the sideline. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Dallas probably here wanting to make sure that they get into field goal position regardless. That means here on this 3rd and 9, Rocco Marconi can absolutely not take a sack.
Yeah, we saw Dallas. They have a 48-yard field goal under their belt. This one, if the line of scrimmage stayed the same, would be a 46 for Manuel. Out of the backfield, 5 receivers, and Marconi's pass is incomplete on the sideline. Out that was the intended target. Still nothing from Jonathan Concord, and the field goal is likely.
Yeah, it looked like Marconi did the smart thing there. He just kind of threw it away, put it in a position where maybe Outdat makes a spectacular catch along the sidelines. If he doesn't, nobody gets the ball. Probably a pretty smart play there by Marconi.
Baltimore does its job, keeps it a two-score game, miss or make field goal here with 10:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Manuel is out there to try to give Dallas another crucial field goal from beyond 45 yards away. The field goal for Manuel from the left hash is good again.
Let's give this Dallas special teams unit, especially the kicking unit there, some credit. They've had some tough goes here, giving away some early penetration there for opposing defenses. So they've held up really good on these last 2 field goals and given Manuel enough time to make those long ones.
Again, we touch on Baltimore's playoff history. They are 0-2 at home in the postseason. They, coming into the night, were the only team to host multiple games without a win. Sioux Falls, now unfortunately for them, joins the Crabs in that category. But Baltimore trying to get over this home game postseason funk. And Stephen, can you put your finger on why that has been the case for Baltimore?
Well, I can't speak for their previous matches, but as far as in this one, it just seems that their inconsistencies on offense have hurt them. Defensively, they've been really good. Obviously, the secondary's had some problems covering Marconi, but they've been able to get to him at certain points. I think it's just a matter of consistency on the offense.
Out of the shotgun for Daza with split backs around him. Snyder takes the swing pass and picks up just a couple. 11 catches, 66 yards. He's been fairly successful tonight, but most of that is largely due in part to Snyder, not Daza.
And you know what? That might be part of the problem of what's going on. You know, all of these little short out passes or out to swing passes or screens or whatever they're running there, you know, those are opportunities they're taking away from their offense for deeper, more meaningful plays.
So 3 receivers. That's Wayne Inzer there in the slot. Mike Dazo back to pass. He's going to push it outside to Mike Osai. Good catch, falling out of bounds. Down to the 33. Baltimore gets half of it. 3rd down and 4, where we've seen Baltimore struggle to push routes ahead of the sticks.
And they're playing a dangerous game with Dallas here. You know, they're going to have to convert a lot of. They've been converting a lot of, or getting into a lot of 3rd downs here. You'd like to see them get more first downs on first or second down.
4-3 defense out of the Roughnecks. Split backs behind Dazo. Dazo will throw on 3rd down and 4. He's going for it all, and the pass is caught by Mike Osai. He broke a tackle. It's a 7-point game. Mike Osai does it again.
They have found, again, that matchup. We've talked about it. They are going to go to that matchup because they believe in Mike Osai, and he's repaid them with 2 scores.
And that one wasn't as easy as the first one. I don't know how he gets away from both of them there.
And it wasn't a perfect pass either. You know, it was a little bit underthrown. Osai could have been gone way earlier if the pass was on point. But, hey, you've got a great athlete in Osai, and he makes the Dallas defense pay.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go again.
8:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, folks, the SFL postgame show will come up immediately following the game. We want to get your reactions from all across the league on the playoffs. If you're a potential new owner, you haven't called into the postgame show before, you want to put your name out there. If you're a player, coach, owner that's out there that's playing in tonight's action, we want to get your thoughts and reaction. And if you're a new player to this league and you're watching the SFL maybe for the first time live, we want to get your thoughts about your future with the SFL as well as the league is entering a new era, I would say, Stephen.
Absolutely. And if you are intent on joining this league, if you are either as an owner, as a coach, as a player, I can't express how important it is to advertise yourself a little bit, build your own brand, and call into these shows. This is your opportunity to have teams clamoring for your services.
8:30, and we've seen it happen with people in the past. They become just another name to one of the most sought out free agents because people like people with class, and we got a lot of class around the SFL. A couple of dodos, but you're going to get that all the time. Back to pass. Marconi will fire it outside, and that pass is complete again to Iba. Look at the numbers. I mean, it's just unbelievable. 8 catches, 164 yards. That's Iba's second consecutive game with over $160.
Yeah, he's been Marconi's favorite target. But I still fully expect a lot of Mike Davis on this drive. But the short second down is going to help them extend the drive.
Yeah, you just get the sense almost that. I mean, Jonathan Concord's really not going to have any catches all night, is he? I mean, he's got to get open at some point.
I don't think he's been on the field a lot.
So the handoff to Mike Davis, and Mike Davis is dropped down by Joe Dazzo. 3rd down and 3. Can I get this guy's autograph, please?
Yeah, no doubt. If this is truly Mike Dazzo's last, or Joe Dazzo's last game, excuse me, he's going out with a bang.
Dallas is up 20-14. A couple of 45-plus yard field goals is the difference right now. Mike Davis takes the handoff as a first down. Got grabbed by the face mask. That's the second face mask penalty, and I think it may have been Dazzo again.
Dazzo's aggressive, and that aggressiveness has cost him a couple times here. Let's see if it costs him again.
Yeah, this time now it's not a personal foul. It's an incidental face mask, and actually that one was on Eddie Gage. I just saw the 7 on the back of the jersey, and I thought, he just grabbed it a bit. The SFL still has those minor infractions. He did pull it, though.
Well, I think it just speaks to the defense's aggressiveness. I mean, they've been aggressively attacking Davis, and it's been tough sledding for the rookie of the year.
So 278 yards, a touchdown for Marconi, a 105 rating on the road in his first playoff. And obviously, this is our fault. We haven't talked about it enough tonight. But I'm sure Rocco Marconi would like some revenge on Baltimore for beating him last year and knocking him out of the playoffs when he was in Minneapolis, as that tackle was, again, made in the backfield.
Well, I mean, Marconi's been in this league ever since it's existed. And I'm sure that he has plenty of rivalries out there and guys that he wants to get back at. But if you know Rocco Marconi, he's a real level-headed guy. He probably just focuses on game to game.
Back to pass, Marconi, and he's going long down the field. Caught again! That is Iba again! Get this guy a trophy or a statue or something. 1st and 10 at the 26.
If Osai has been the wide receiver revelation for the Crabs, Iba has matched him blow for blow. Great game from the veteran.
We got any blow? You said it twice in a row. And
yeah,
I'm wondering.
That's the after party.
For at least one of these teams, I suppose. 7 minutes to go in the 4th, and the handout. Who we get? The blow is tomorrow night in Louisville. As Mike Davis gets a first down carry to the Baltimore 16-yard line, and Dallas is right back in the red zone. And this touchdown from Mike Osai could be all for naught here.
And you know what? You give Dallas a lot of credit. They're not giving up on the run. Maybe, early on you would have said, man, let's just ditch this. Marconi, let's ditch the run. They have not abandoned their game plan, and I think that it's paying dividends now for them, running that clock.
6:45 and counting here. Baltimore desperately needs to force a turnover. Miller had that one early in the first half, but otherwise a clean sheet for Rocco. Rocco's going to the corner. Oh, what a catch by Outdet on the sideline. Who dat? Down to the 3.
Essentially, Aldell was blank the last time he came into Baltimore. Look at this amazing concentration by the veteran wide receiver to look the ball. What a great play by Aldell.
Jeffrey DeSer had really good coverage out there. And I can't believe he didn't get a hand on it.
Could have been a game-changing play if he did.
So 6:22, 6:20 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter. First and goal for Dallas, trying to make it a two-score game. Baltimore desperate to force a turnover. Mike Davis takes the handoff. Davis is fighting for the goal line, picks up just one, and the tackle was made by Joe Dazzo. Just kidding, it was DeAndre.
Well, you know what? A lot of congestion there in the middle of the line. That's a spin move that might have paid off, but give the defender credit there. Made a nice wrap-up tackle.
Don't forget, tomorrow Orlando and Santa Fe starts us off. 6 Central, 7 Eastern. We do it all again. Second and goal. Back to pass Marconi. Marconi's in some trouble. Marconi goes down for the sack. A loss of 9 yards. Third down and goal coming up. Oldfield, I believe, is third of the night.
Wow. When Marconi, watch his feet. When Marconi starts moving those feet in the pocket, that's never a good thing. He's comfortable in the pocket. He's a straight pocket passer. If you can make him uncomfortable, you can get to him.
Third down and goal. Man, this play is monstrous considering Baltimore wants to keep this a one-score game. Looking for a turnover, 5 wide for Marconi. On third and goal to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires in the end zone, and passes. Oh, it's picked. What a play! What a play by Miller. He picked it off. That was the best interception I have seen in months in the SFL. Diving out of bounds, and I'm not sure if he was in bounds or not, but it sure did look pretty.
Well, that's the reason they're not going to Concord. They were targeting Concord there. And a terrible pass by Marconi.
No challenge. What a play by Miller. It was almost like when he dove to the ground, he got the elbow down, he got the ball down in bounds, and it was just a tremendous pick. And now Dazzo's going for the jugular, and it's caught at the 45 by Osai. 5 minutes to go, and Baltimore's on the move.
Look at the momentum swing. Dallas gets into the red zone, gets into 5 yards away from scoring a touchdown, a turnover, and a big play. And all of a sudden, Baltimore's offense is at midfield, down 6 with just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. You can't make this stuff up.
Unreal. 4:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Baltimore was down 17-0 in this game in the second half. Handoff to Elliott Snyder. Elliott Snyder's got a block, and Snyder's got a first down to the Dallas 44.
They are starting to come alive right in the nick of time. Snyder, what a tremendous run right there.
Man, I just, what a catch by Osai. I mean, it really has, going past play, this really has been an Osai versus Iba sort of show here. And a Dazzo versus Davis show, really. 2 in the backfield for Baltimore, 4:12 to go in the fourth. Handoff Snyder. He's blown up, a loss of 2. Still really struggling tonight, 46 yards.
Both of these running backs struggling, but their offenses are committed. They know the importance of a running game, even a non-successful one. They know what kind of openings it can make in the zone against the defense in their passing game. Trying to take full advantage of that.
Mike Osai is in the slot. Baltimore showing a little bit of hurry up, which I'm surprised this early. That pass down the... Oh, he caught it one-handed! Oh, my goodness! Somebody snap a photograph. Prince Escobar does the unthinkable for another Baltimore first down.
Oh, my goodness. I thought for sure that he was not going to catch that pass. Wow.
Man, Baltimore is making some plays. This is unreal.
And the clock keeps ticking, Cam. We're getting close to the 3-minute mark.
3.5 and counting. Dazzo back to pass. He's going down the field. Caught again for another first down. Dragging defenders is Escobar.
They have got this Dallas defense on their heels right now. Where was this in the first half from Baltimore? They have all of a sudden they're on fire, and it's all sparked by that interception in the end zone.
It was one of the best interceptions I've ever seen. I don't know how he got it in, but I do believe that elbow was the difference. That elbow in the ball 3 minutes to go in the fourth. 1st and 10 for the Crabs. Nearing the red zone. Hand off to Snyder around the left side. Gets a block. Snyder 15. Snyder down to the 11. Another first down.
Wow, nearly broke that one. One tackle away. Snyder running like this is the last game of his life. It might certainly be.
Man, not the way this drive is going for the Crabs. That is for sure. Another tremendous, hard-fought SFL playoff game. Just time and time again, we see the greatest games in this league in the postseason. 2:25 to go in the fourth. 1st and 10 at the 11. Mike Dazzo back to pass. He's going to the end zone. A wobbler. It's knocked away. Mike Osai was the intended target. I'm not sure if he dropped it or Montero was able to knock it away, but not the best pass from Mike Dazzo.
No, a dangerous pass, actually, by Dazzo. That's one of the things that we talked about at the very beginning, him staying clean. He's absolutely got to stay clean here.
2:15 to go, so no blow then.
No blow.
Okay, 2nd and 10 for Baltimore. 2 in the backfield, 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Osai, bottom of the screen, defended by Montero. Dallas is showing a blitz. They're going to come with it, and Elliott Snyder is going to be hit hard and pushed forward at about the 10-yard line. Ed Rebravi on the stop. 3rd down and 8.
Obviously big 3rd down right here at the 2-minute warning. Cam, if they can't convert this third, are you kicking the field goal or are you going for it?
Ooh, Baltimore has all 3 timeouts. We're about to find out what they're going to do. This is the SFL Network. 3rd down and 8 at the Dallas 10. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Trips off the left side for Baltimore. Mike Dazzo will drop back to pass, and Dazzo's going short, and it's knocked away. Bones Malone right at the marker. Wayne Inzer could have had a reception, and Malone was there, and now it's judgment time for the Crabs.
I think they've got to go for it. They're so close to this end zone. We'll see what they do.
And they still have all 3 timeouts. It looks like they're going. It looks like they're not going to. Wow, this is.
Here it is. This could be the play of the game right here.
4th down for Baltimore. They're putting it on Mike Dazzo and this offense that is trying to advance to the Grey Conference title. 4th and 8. Dazzo short throw. Dropped off the hands and incomplete. Ishan Shah was the intended receiver. Not exactly what I would have dialed up on a 4th down. And now Baltimore's defense has to get another stop.
Not a fan of that call, Cam. I mean, that's again
horrible call.
Before the 1st down marker, you're hoping that your wide receiver makes a play. You've got plenty of star receivers out there. Why not go to one of them? It just fell apart for them. But hey, Baltimore, not all hope is not lost for you. The Dallas Roughnecks are pinned deep in your own territory, and you've got your set of timeouts.
3 timeouts for the Crabs. Dallas, just like Minneapolis, desperately trying to hold on to a big advantage. They built early, and Dallas is back to the 6-yard line. They better be careful that they don't allow a safety here.
And that's a very big possibility. Dallas has had trouble back in opponents' end zones, not getting those safeties. They might actually even lead the league in that. So, you've got to be smart here if you're the Roughnecks. 2nd
down and 14, and certainly on a night like tonight with Baltimore's defensive front, anything could happen here. So they're going to take a handoff to Mike Davis, and he's going to lose 4 more yards back to the 2. And I'm starting to see a pattern. If he loses 4 more again, he's going to be in the end zone.
Oldfield just beating his man, just penetrating, get straight penetration through the line twice in a row here. Dallas needs to make an adjustment there.
Oldfield has had probably the game of his life tonight. He has played a phenomenal game. I don't think Dallas can run the stretch here. Baltimore is all over it. Dallas is going to have to pull something out of their hat. They're on the 2-yard line on 3rd down and 18. They're going to run the other way, and Baltimore got the safety. Oh, my goodness gracious. This defensive line is just nasty.
Yeah, Dallas is doing what they think is the smart thing here, but they run the exact same play 3 times. That's just terrible play calling by the Roughnecks.
Wow. The Baltimore defensive coordinator is saying that is now 16 tackles for losses tonight for Baltimore. And look at this return by Wayne Inzer nearly up to midfield. And Baltimore still has one timeout to their name because they got the safety and didn't have to take it.
Well, here we go again, folks. This is another roller coaster here. The Crabs offense against the Roughnecks defense. Their defense got the better of them just barely. Let's find out what happens here and what's probably the last drive of this game.
3 receivers, 2 off the left. Mike Dazzo's out of the shotgun. A nickel defense out of Dallas. Back to pass. Outside. Pass caught by Escobar. Pickup of 6 yards as you look at the updated quarterback numbers.
Really smart play by Baltimore there. They're not pushing anything down the field yet. Just get out of bounds. Save us a timeout. We've got plenty of time. Again, I like their patience.
So, 1 minute and 31 seconds now on the clock. And Mike Dazzo and Elliott Snyder are trying to extend their careers here. They have fought all the way back from a 17-0 deficit, or almost all the way back, I should say. Now back to passes. Dazzo going deep down the middle. Oh, it's caught by Escobar. A defender came flying in and couldn't make the play. Baltimore, strangely enough, burns their last timeout.
Wow. But what a great catch right here. Look at the concentration, Cam. You've got a guy flying at you. And you know the importance of this play. You know where you are. That's situational awareness right there by Escobar. That's one of the biggest plays of the night.
So 1:26 to go. Baltimore is out of timeouts, but they are on the Dallas 26.5-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Again with these playoffs. Dazzo's pass is caught by Enzer down to the 13-yard line. 120 and counting.
This is amazing. I'm speechless. No, I mean, they are just executing to perfection here down the stretch. Again, here we are in the red zone. With almost less than a minute to go.
High formation, back to pass. Dazzo again. Dazzo's going to fire left side. Tipped in, intercepted at the 5, and returned by Secord down to the 27. That is the ball game. Dallas holds on.
You have got to be kidding me. Pete Secord, the guy that has been on a slump the last few games, is able to pick it. The ball pinballs off all of these Dallas defenders. Normally when we see that the ball's not intercepted, Secord saves the Roughnecks season.
Ed Rebrabi with that initial tip. Again, if you joined us late, Minneapolis advanced. It looks like Dallas will advance as Baltimore is out of timeouts. 2 road teams with victories tonight. Unbelievable. And the next game is Orlando and Santa Fe tomorrow, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, as we head to Mexico. Santa Fe 10-2 against Orlando 6-6, but the Intimidators won the earlier match of this season, and we need a nap for real.
Hey, you know what? Let's in all seriousness here, Baltimore Crabs, what a great legacy they've had in the league. And these stars for them tonight that are going to be retiring from the SFL, they played a heck of a game.
They were amazing.
If you're going to pick a way to go out and not win the game, these guys came to play tonight. Congratulations to your team, to your coaches, to the owner. Great job, guys. And the outcome, you guys made it a close, competitive game. You guys deserve, for what you've done in the season and what you did in this game, some congratulations.
Well, time for the post-game recap. Just before we get to the SFL post-game show, we will be opening up the lines after we take a look at the post-game numbers. Baltimore outgained Dallas, but if I could put my finger on one thing for the Roughnecks, who, by the way, never did get a reception to Jonathan Concord, it was that defense inside the red zone on those last 2 drives for Baltimore, and really that's the only thing I could put my finger on besides Yuya Iba that helped Dallas win this game tonight.
Well, let's not forget if Baltimore's offense gets it going a little bit more in the first half, this game is likely theirs. They had their opportunities there that kind of squandered in the first half. Saw them come alive and see what they could do against this defense in the second half. It just wasn't quite enough. But man, what another nail biter, Cam! 2 in a row. We have been really blessed tonight with these great games.
Yeah, Rocco Marconi against the Crabs. His legacy sort of lives on in that historical rivalry. He gets the better of him tonight, and Dallas comes in to Baltimore, a team that has made the playoffs 5 straight seasons, has never been to the playoffs, and gets a victory. You couldn't possibly imagine it before the night, but those 2 big field goals from the non-star kicker, too, were clutch as we get another look at that brilliant interception by Miller. That was the play of the game.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I even referenced that, that you got to come away with points, even if it's just 3 points, when you're in the other guy's house, and based on the play. Look at this safety. This is just a tremendous play by Baltimore right there, and a really stupid one by Dallas. But you got every point matters, man. Every little twist and turn in this game could have easily changed the outcome. That's why we love SFL football.
So I don't have to wait for the post-game show to interview you, but let's see. Who would you rather have, Queen City at home or Louisville on the road in the Grey Conference Championship?
That's not even – is that even a question? I want to be at home. I want to be in that roughneck crowd. I want that 12th man.
Don't often see this. A wide receiver is player of the game. 9 catches, 187 yards for the Traveler. Yuya Iba, he's been on Honolulu. He's been on Carolina. He's been everywhere, every which way. And Iba comes up in the clutch along with Rocco Marconi and Pete Secord there at the end, getting it done and making it happen. The SFL postgame show with stat breakdowns and more is coming up next. Stay tuned.